Jubilant scenes on Sunday night in Crimea. Pro-Russia voters celebrated victory in the city of Simferopol after almost 97% of Crimeans voted in the widely condemned referendum to break from Ukraine and instead cement ties with Russia. Less than 24 hours later, Crimea's parliament voted to change the peninsula's name, adopt the Russian ruble as its currency and realign the time zone to synchronize with Moscow. Just 25 miles from Simferopol, though, in the town of Belogorsk, there are no signs of celebration. Instead, many of the minority Tatar residents here are concerned their way of life may be threatened by the new Kremlin-influenced authorities.
Pro-Russian forces who waited for this moment in our region and in Crimea as a whole are now overjoyed with these referendum results. They took revenge. They will now, one way or another, create serious provocations to provoke an inter-ethnic conflict here.
Crimea is home to about 2 million people, 12% of them Tatars, many of whom said they boycotted the vote.
I know that Russia is not a democratic country. We have always preferred the freedom of the press and democratic national movements here. I think that if they start to put pressure on us, we will resist. There will be courts, there will be prisons and so on. It won't lead to anything good.
Other Tatar residents in the town echoed their leader's comments. This man says the referendum was held under pressure from Russian guns and military personnel. Another resident said there was no choice. We either had to go to Russia or succumb to Russia. Crimean Tatar leader Rifat Chubarov led the campaign to boycott the referendum, despite assurances from the peninsula's authorities to guarantee their community land ownership and financial aid rights.
Leading players who let this situation happen have humiliated every person, making him take the choice that he does not want to make. And this refers not only to Crimean Tatars, but to every person in Crimea. Even those who feel euphoria after the results of the so-called referendum will face the challenges, and the situation we are all in will make them face hard choices.
Crimea's Tatars have lived through turbulent times. When Soviet troops retook the peninsula from the Nazis during World War II, the entire population was deported to Central Asia under orders from Stalin. They only returned in the 1980s during the tenure of the last Soviet leader, Mikhail Gorbachev, and from 1991 when Ukraine became an independent state. Now, once again, they face being dominated by modern-day Russia against their will.